Hi, welcome. My name is Melody from Melody Crochet, and today I'm going to be doing a crochet tag. I was tagged by Krista over at the Secret Yarnery, and I saw that Seta and a few other of the crochet podcasters had done this, so I'm jumping on in. It wasn't planned for me, so I'm just jumping. We're about 3/4 of the way through homeschool today, and my son's done with the academic stuff, so he's doing the PE, so I figure right now is the perfect time. You might hear some jumping in the background, so. But as it were, we're going to do the 10 non-yarny things about me. I went ahead and made a list because I figure it'll be a little bit faster if I'm not hemming and hawing too much and I have some direction to go into. So I took advantage of the extra time I had before I got started, and I think this is going to work out pretty well. Wish me luck. But as it was, number one, I love to draw and paint. Mostly draw, but I like to paint too. Anything I put on my walls tends to be painted, but I like drawing more. It's just drawing tends to be smaller, and I don't tend to want to put small things on my walls because we have a lot of negative space and little things feel kind of cluttery. So most of the things we put on the wall, like I made my wave and I have my Buddha in the bathroom, and I like it. I have a different mantle painting that I've made for the different holidays, so I take them down and put other ones up. We're about to get my Valentine's one. I think my Valentine's painting is at the end of most of my videos when I say thank you, because it's my Valentine's Day mantle, because I just like it. So. But I think I'm gonna need an Easter one. So my next painting will be sunflowers, because I want some gold and yellow to put on the mantle in between holidays. And then after that, I'm gonna have to do something Eastery, but I'm not sure of a theme. I don't think I want to do eggs or anything, or a bunny, and my husband doesn't love eyeballs on the wall. Kind of creeps him out. But he's sick home today. He's in bed. Poor guy. I hope I don't catch that cold. It has put him in such a mood, and I'm lacking all patience with it whatsoever. But drawing and painting, definitely number one. I love drawing every day. There has to be drawing, yarn, and yoga, or else it just doesn't feel like an actual day. It really sets my balance. Number two, I've known my husband, Mr. Sicky, as we will refer to him endearingly from this point on, since we were 15. And we dated when we were 15. I spent my 16th birthday with him, and then we broke up shortly after that, and he moved to another state. And then he found me again online about 15 years later? Yeah, about 15 years later, he found me online on MySpace, and we got married almost immediately after that. We decided pretty quickly, we were engaged before even seeing each other again, and we got married. And that is how I do things. Number three, I call it being super cheap and frugal, but really we're just very, very independent, and we like to spend as little as we can on things. I think that I am cheap because the less we spend, the more I can spend on yarn. That's my theory. But like, we do everything we can on our own. We changed our own transmission. Well, my husband was getting better, so my son and I changed my transmission a few months back. Yesterday we found out the spring on our garage door is broken, so we're just ordering one, and we're gonna figure that out. And just things like that. The more we can do on our own, the better. And as far as buying, we love to shop online and find any discounts physically possible. It's a thing. But I'll still go to anywhere yarny and just spend way too much. I don't love restaurants. I mean, they're okay, but it's not like, yay, restaurant. I'm cool just eating at home. And more often than not, when we go to a restaurant, we pick it up and bring it home. I'm not sure why. It's not a particular version, but I just like eating at home. Number four, I cuss. I'd say quite a bit. I'm not exactly I feel like people hear that and they're going to be like, oh, she's just not as perky and happy as she is. No, I cuss perky. I'm a happy-go-lucky cusser. I was just raised in an environment where there was a good deal of cussing, and because of that, I picked it up. My children call it mommy language. They are not allowed to cuss. Well, the older one's 21 now, but the little one, no, he would never even consider cussing in front of me. That would be terrible. But yeah, they call it mommy language. My husband doesn't cuss. I don't know. I've struggled with it for a while, but after a little bit, I'm like, there are bigger fish to fry than trying not to cuss. But I won't cuss in front of like you guys on the podcast, or because you could have children nearby, and that's not what I'm about. So that's your idea. If you want to have cussing in front of them, you can find that somewhere else, I'm sure. It's easy to do, am I right? Playing MMOs. I game a lot. Much like Krista said, she plays World of Warcraft. I did for a little bit. I think for the last 11 years. I started off playing Final Fantasy 11, and when I say play, I mean hours a day and all weekend as a rule. That's probably why I'm not in the restaurants, come to think of it. But we love Final Fantasy 11. I didn't progress very far because I came in late in the game for the people that I gamed with, so it was hard to really catch up because they'd already done so much. But then we started Final Fantasy 14 together, so I got to do everything in 14, and that was fabulous. And we had a little group. We don't have guilds in Final Fantasy 14. We had our own free company though, and good times, amazing friends, and I'm still friends with most of them, even though we stopped playing Final Fantasy 14 maybe a year and a half ago. Kind of pulling that out of nowhere. That's what it feels like. And then we tried WoW for about 6 months. I just could not click with WoW. I hope to someday, but I was a panda. It was really, really, really cute. Oh my gosh, loved all the panda related stuff. But I just couldn't love it. Maybe it was when I joined in, because people were complaining when I joined in that something bad had happened, like something had gone wrong with the game. So that's a bummer. But we left there about 6 months in, and we started playing Runescape. So right now I play Runescape way too much, which is fabulous because it's very slow paced and kind of grindy, as they say. Grindy meaning you have to do a lot and wait quite a bit of time to accomplish something, which means I can crochet and knit while I'm playing, which is the best of both worlds. So amazing. And my goal is to have everything leveled all the way to 99 by the end of this year. And I do keep a little thing about that in my book here. Where's my book? So this is my Runescape thing right now. I'm a very serious person when it comes to the games. And let's see, number 6. My first online business was 21 years ago. I sold stuff on a website that I made and did the marketing and handled everything on my own. And I learned so much, and it's only developed more and more since then and changes so much all the time. It's so crazy. But I've always liked working online. It's not antisocial. You still work with people when you work online. I've never understood that. Oh, I don't want to deal with people, so I'm going to work online. No, you still work with people. But it's just a matter of I get to do it in my pajamas, and I get to be home with the kids, and I get to kind of do it on my own terms. I can work any hours I like. If I want to wake up and do all of my work from midnight until 4 in the morning and then not worry about it all the next day, I can do that. You can put yourself on vacation whenever you please. It makes me very, very happy. And now with the crochet stuff, all the better. I can mix creativity and business all at once, so it's nice. I like it very much. I always feel kind of flaky, like there's more that I could be doing. That's the problem with any time that you're working on your own. You always feel like you should be doing more or could be doing more, and you just have these ever running lists. But then when you look back on it, you end up having done a whole lot. It's like right now you never feel like you're doing enough. But when you look back on it, as long as you keep on going, that stuff piles up and people are like, wow, you did all that? And you're like, I guess so, I guess so. You always surprise yourself in retrospect. And then let's see, number 7. Somebody asked if I have any Yarny tattoos. I have no tattoos. The idea of having somebody take a needle to me for any amount of time is terrifying. I love other people's tattoos because, like I mentioned, I draw and paint. I love art. The tattoo artists are amazing at what they do, and it's absolutely beautiful and colorful and wonderful. But a needle on me for hours, that terrifies me. It's probably not nearly as bad as I build it up in my head to be, but I'm scared. I would sooner be branded than get a tattoo because that's a lot of pain really fast as opposed to a little pain for a long time. But if I were to get tattoos and I woke up just not afraid of it anymore, then I would have a yin yang matching with my husband on our feet, a unicorn somewhere, and a yarn ball with a crochet hook in it. Probably a purple one. I have thought about it. I would love to want one, but I am totally nervous about it. Number 8, I don't like stuff. I'm not a stuff person. I love getting rid of stuff and donating stuff as soon as I realize I don't need it anymore, and just clearing space and having negative space in the house. It just calms me. So all of the crochet crafty stuff is right here, so the rest of the house can be rather sparse, almost minimalist looking, but not quite. Like our mantle has a lot of family stuff on it, and I change it to show the different holidays every holiday. So I don't know, I just don't like stuff. Other people can have stuff because they maintain it really well. If I have too much stuff, I don't want to clean. The idea of working around stuff just really bums me out. So less is definitely more. Number 9, my oldest son, the 21-year-old, he moved out last week. That's where I've been. Everybody's been like, what you been doing? Having an emotional wreck kind of a week. It came out of nowhere. I was just a mess from it. I finally got my feelings out. I wrote a letter. I'll give it to him someday. It was just really, really hard. It was emotional, and just, I didn't know what I do if I am not mothering him like while he's here. So I've come to grips. It just came out of nowhere, if I'm perfectly honest, and it hit me like a truck. So we spent this last week, the only thing I know what to do when I am feeling overwhelmed is clear. So we took all of this stuff, I packed up his room for him and organized it, and then went through it with him to see what he wanted or didn't want, and he took that, and I got rid of the other stuff and donated. And then we moved rooms around. So I took his room. So now the crochet stuff is not in my bedroom. We made an office. The office and computers were in the dining room. So my entire house has gone in a big circle. But it's a lot less cluttered, and it's nice. And now we're going to have a dining room, which is weird because we've always gamed in what should be our dining room. So I have to pick out a table. And I mentioned liking to do everything ourselves. So I would like to make the table. But I don't know. The husband's leaning toward buying it. We'll see. My last one, I have a bit of medical anxiety, and my doctor has taken the privilege of Googling symptoms away from me, which is for the best. Definitely. I agree. But it's so hard because Google's always there and you can't always talk to your doctor, you know? But it's for the best because I will just worry myself sick. It's kind of like with the tattoo thing. Just makes me nervous, the whole shindig. But as you get older, I see older people nowadays, I'm like, you're so brave, because you know they have medical tests and like stuff popping up all the time. How do they do it? It's amazing. I have so much respect for them now, and the older you get, the more respect you have for the people just a little bit older than you. You know what I mean? So that's number 10, medical anxiety. Oh my gosh. But that's me in a nutshell on my non-yarniness. It's a gorgeous day out, still a little bit chilly here in Texas. I'm gonna get on out and see if I can get some sunshine, finish up my last pot of coffee here, and make some stuff. I will see you tomorrow. I do want to go ahead and tag Hannah over at the Cozy Cottage Crochet, Claudia over at Crochet Luna, and Lacey over at Hooked on Owls to hear their 10 non-yarny things. See you next time. Whoa, I sneezed. I tried to hurry so that wouldn't happen.